Nerd Soul.
Late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul anime crew up in here. I got Mark Dub. Say what's up, man.
What up, my people? It's Mark Dub. Part of me is spicy like that Creole, not that Cajun. Yo, what's
Uh
good?
yo, man, it's real good because we got moving moments, we got togetherness, we got understanding, all in a little place called UA. That's right. My
Yeah,
Hero
UA is a
Academia.
special place.
UA is a special place where people cry so much they should be dehydrated.
Man, it was funny because they started crying more and more, and the crying got more and more intense. And as it got more and more intense, my tears got more and more intense. I was like, y'all doing this on purpose.
Yo, man,
Time to ramp it down. Ramp it
yeah,
down.
it's like calm it down. Y'all bringing too much emotion right now. But I want to give a shout out to Ochaco. You know what I'm saying? This was her. You know, this is like what was it? Bakugo. He was like, she's fighting for you. You know what I'm saying? She's out there fighting. You know what I'm saying? She using another style of fight. She's fighting for the hearts and minds. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
bro. Which in this case is real important because the people that they fed up with the heroes, man. They ready to get. They say, wait, you done got this dangerous little something or the other in here. Hey, we in here. You got to get him out of here. They gonna come and mess everything up over him.
And I, even though I kind of see where they're coming from, the people about
I
to get
do
on my
too.
nerves. Here's why. All right, so they was all like, "Get him!" All right, and then like one lady was like, "He helped me," and then all of a sudden, here come this dude talking about like, "Yeah, we need to do better." Nah. Don't be trying to act like you wasn't about to kill this kid like 2 seconds ago. All right, yo was all mean 2 seconds ago. Then one lady's like, "He helped me." Then you're like, "Yeah, he helped us." First thing, all right, y'all mad hypocritical. Y'all hate heroes so much. Leave you eight in. All right, y'all want to be around
Yeah,
us. Y'all
you
leave.
you you where the heroes are.
Yep, you are literally where they learn to be heroes. But I let it slide. You know, emotions are high. I let it slide. I'll
Yeah,
roll
I
back.
understand. I understand why they feel that way. However, um, shout out to Chaka again. She got up there. She gave the most compelling speech, but pretty much she was saying, "Look, he done saved everybody here. Give him a
Thank you.
chance. Give him a chance. Can he have a chance to recuperate? That's all we want. We just want him to recuperate. Look, we got it on this front. We got y'all behind some uber protected walls,
Yep.
and y'all got us. Don't be looking at us like we crazy."
He ain't got nobody. He on his own. And look at him. She was like, look at him. The boy look all beat up. You know what I'm saying? Rough shod,
That that was funny because
bamboozled. No.
she's like, y'all want to kick his tail? Look at him. His tail has been kicked. There's no
Yeah.
tail left to kick.
And then of course you got Bakugo Mama and Deku Mama over there crying. You know
Oh
what I'm saying?
yeah.
They understandably, you know what I'm saying? Understandably, they over there crying. Everybody crying. And then people try to be like, "Oh, we hate the heroes. If you hate us so much, then leave." Because, all right. Also, shouts to Genie. I didn't know they used the term Genie for him. So shouts to Genie. Um, I do have a question about Best Genius though. When he was speaking to the people, how did his voice get amplified? And that's not his power, and he didn't have a microphone. I was like,
Um, sir. See, you not what we not gonna do on this day is slander. We ain't got no best genius.
I was like,
That's
where's
my
his
dude.
microphone?
Say his mic is in his jean turtleneck device that is over his mouth. That's it.
Jean turtleneck device.
He was already mic'd up.
I mean, it is kind of like a jean turtleneck kind of thing going on. I mean, it looks nice. He had like a collar, but then up under it was another jean. Like I was like, yo,
Look,
this
he
dude is
fly.
denim down.
He's super fly. Like
Now I
he
wonder what kind of denim it is. Is it like that rough old school Wrangler denim, or is it like this fresh new soft denim that's like
it's gotta be
mad?
the
Like
soft denim, like
yeah, it's like
the
because he got
combat
to
ready
move.
denim.
He got to move
Yeah,
and be flexible. You know what I'm
but
saying? He
but
got
I suspect that he used that old 70s denim. You know, the stuff that
ah
didn't move. He used that for the cords and the stuff that come out of the Genus Mobile.
Got you. He uses like
have
the
I named
Wrangler
it the
denim
Genus Mobile?
to tie people up. And then he got that smooth like Egyptian denim for his own body.
Egyptian denim. I got the whole world spinning.
But yeah, and the whip, which your boy is driving. He out there on the road by himself, like Michael Knight. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But you know what I like about it? Man, All Might don't have no powers left. Like the last episode, the dudes confronted All Might, and them dudes, it was so crazy. Like All Might looked like he couldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight if he sat on it. But they didn't even show, like they had those other two dudes who were like attacking him, and they were so confident. Like, look at him. He ain't got no powers. Let me tell you, All Might so cold, they was like, we're not even gonna bother showing him trouncing him without no powers.
They was like, nah, we can't do him like that. We ain't even gonna show that.
I would love to see it. But
like, we ain't gonna do him like that.
Yeah, and he been in the Genus Mobile cutting up. He's spinning and doing donuts and running up on people. I love it.
Man, I love his little kind of like, thought monologue where he's just like, yo man, look, I gotta do what I gotta do. I made these promises. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be the man too. This still stuff I can do. And of course, we end on the cliffhanger of somebody, coming after him. I can't remember. I remember his face, but I cannot remember the villain's name right now.
Like he had. Gosh, see y'all, I'm not the most well versed on MHA. I was playing catch up, so I did recognize his face. I just I couldn't place him exactly.
Yeah, and the cool thing about like storylines like this is we're able to kind of reach back to earlier moments. And I know this isn't an anime, but I'm gonna reference another one that's been doing it well this season. But I like seeing shows kind of like reach back to earlier elements that you may have forgot about, or be like, hey, what happened to this person? And another show that's been doing that well this season is Bad Batch for Star Wars. They've been reaching back to a lot of like Clone Wars era stuff.
So you know what, man? I watched the first episode of the Bad Batch and it was good. Like I thought it was pretty good. I hadn't got on it this season because I've been watching everything else, but I think I'm gonna jump back in.
Yeah, the problem now, we have a good problem, but the problem now is like there's so much stuff to watch. It's like, I can't keep up with everything.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, because trust me, like we remember the dark days. Like I was born in '82. I remember the dark days. And all you had was like maybe like 2 shows. That was it.
Well, I was born so far back. I was born at a time when the TV only had 3 channels, and you had to switch between UHF and VHF to see.
Oh, I remember that. You had the TV that would like click, and you like when you turn it like click, click, click.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And yes, we had antennas, and yes, we would put aluminum foil on it to boost our signal. And yes, we would also turn the knob with grip pliers when we lost the knob or it broke. Yeah, that's how.
Shouts out to the floor model televisions too, y'all.
Yo. Oh, we can make a pod called Return of the Ancients, and it would be me. I'm the ancient.
Yo, man, shouts out to them old TVs, man. Like them joints got us through. I do want to say I like we got a chance to see the security-ish, or I guess you could say sort of evacuation and security protocols at the same time of UA. It looked like mad pseudoscience, but I was like, we gonna go with it because we go like MagLab exists. Because I was like, this seems kind of pseudo, but we gonna let this ride because I mean it's anime, so we gonna let this ride. But
right, it's some pseudoscience, but at the same time, it's real cool. Like transforming UA reminds me of Metroplex from Transformers. Like the city that the Autobots lived in that transformed into a big Autobot. Metroplex.
Yo.
And
then,
that's what their transforming city reminded me of.
and I mean, there is kind of a basis for this stuff. Like maglev does exist, and like in in California, especially in like Southern California, there are when they build their buildings, the foundation is on like a, for lack of a better term, like a track that allows it to like slide a little bit, like when there's like vibrations. Now of course there's a way more like engineering way of saying, but it's like the building is on these kind of like set on these like sliders or like tracks where it's like it can move, it can kind of like the building itself can like give a little bit when there's vibrations. So I mean, there is a basis
to have, completely understandable considering there are earthquakes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's like it definitely, it makes sense, and it is a little basis for it. So I thought that was cool because it was better than just being like, hey, we got a big wall. You know what I'm saying? He was like, hey, last time we saw Shigaraki, he did this and we saw how he moved, so I've been putting my own touches. And then he, showed us this whole, or we got shown this whole like network of caverns and elevators. And so I was like, okay. I wonder if we'll see it in action. Probably will. But that was cool to like kind of reference and show like, okay, we've not only are we seeing the public's reaction to the heroes, but we're also seeing the heroes' response to kind of perceived future threats or possible future threats and how to keep people safe. So it kind of roots it in kind of a more realist kind of situation.
This is a reaction to how destructive Shigaraki was when he started unleashing all them waves of power. They were like, oh, we gotta start putting some kind of countermeasures in place because this dude here he's something different.
Yeah, and it's also the distance that he can destroy stuff. Because when you first see him, you're like, oh, okay, cool. So he can destroy like say something that he touches, like like if he shakes your hand or something. But then you're like, whoa, no, he's like destroying buildings that are like across the street. Like this power is way more widespread than we thought. And the reach that he has with this power is, it has to be recalculated.
Yeah. This is whole new, like they haven't experienced this before, and they like, yeah, we're gonna have to do some stuff because he didn't just he reached another plateau in terms of power,
and the fact that he's not on his own.
Right, One for All is enough of a problem as it is on his own, but then they upgraded the heck out of Shigaraki in terms of power, and then paired him with One for All. So it's like, ugh.
And then to think like, okay, this guy has a whole group of villains that are kind of like on his side. Then this is before they got All Might. They were able to take down the top, like the top security prison in what, like 15, 20 minutes? Like it seemed like I mean,
like they were both. They were boasting that this UA has the same level of protection as Tartarus. I was like, yeah, don't brag about that. They tore through Tartarus.
Yeah, that's why he was like, all right, and I also added some stuff. I did like in that admission that like, hey, we added some stuff, so we got a better chance. We also did mention some other heroes, I think like the Western version of UA or whatever. So we did get a mention of other heroes that hopefully might come into play or something like that, and like maybe like a big showdown battle, because I would like to, since we are putting this in a wider context of like public perception, it would be interesting to see like the CNN or the BBC or the Al Jazeera or whatever in other places and how they're covering this or how they're affected, or because I mentioned before, something this big, I wouldn't be surprised if some heroes from, I don't know, maybe some heroes from India or at least the surrounding community. So all right, you're in Japan, So maybe heroes from Vietnam, heroes from the Philippines, heroes from Hawaii, heroes from China, something like that, saying like, hey, we got to go to Japan to like help out because my auntie lives there, my uncle or my best friend or something like that, because they're at least around. Now I can see maybe if you get further somewhere like Scotland, maybe not, but at least in the surrounding community, I can see them at least reporting on it, maybe referencing it in some way. But I also know that takes away from, our main characters. It's like
Right.
it takes far away from our main character. But also maybe seeing how this affects villains in other locales. Like say maybe seeing this or hearing about this, maybe the villains in, I don't know, Jamaica or Cuba or, Puerto Rico are like, yo, yeah, we can do this too. Like we can band together and, like this could cause, global pandemonium amongst villains and heroes, because they could say, hey, if they can do that there, we can probably do it here, and we can attack the heroes because we know dirt on them as well, and this could kind of shake the foundation.
That's a good point. One for All probably is going to be able to draw villains from other areas too, because he's having this level of success. Because I kind of look at UA. I would look at UA and the heroes as probably having like being this country and having having spent the most money on military. I don't even want to say the most powerful military. They the most funded and abundant military. I think that's what UA is kind of like, but other places are looking in and watching what they do and how they move, and yeah, the other villains probably are looking at All for One and be like, hey, he winning over there. Mm-hmm. If we jump on this bandwagon, we could probably win too.
Yeah, like we can be the Russian chapter, or we can be the I don't know, the Ghanaian chapter or something like that.
Hey man, I'm absolutely sure Putin would be with a rogue superhero program.
Yeah, like
absolutely sure he'd be with it.
That could bring like a whole, villains in like Australia and villains in, Britain and villains in, like Egypt or something like that. That could like create a whole global network where this is like a larger, but I understand we're trying to keep it at UA in this particular town in Japan. But there is precedent for it where in the second movie where they were in Vegas, stuff like that. So you do have a precedent set where there is a larger world beyond just the school. Right. But I like what we got. I like, the people having to deal with not only the issue at hand, but also dealing with themselves and how they've responded to the heroes. Because it has been maybe hypocritical is like the best term that I can think of at the moment, but it has been a situation where, okay, we don't like you, we hate you guys, but protect us, let us into UA. We're going to criticize you. We're going to criticize you at every moment, but protect us, feed us, house us, clothe us. Because I'm sure they're not paying rent in UA.
You should be protecting us. You put us in this situation. You should be protecting us. But because you put us here, we are going to talk crap.
Yeah.
But still protect us, though.
It's like we're going to talk crap at every turn, but still protect us. Because
we need your protection. We do.
I'm looking at this feeling. I'm feeling a little bit of how should we say, ungratefulness?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I
feel an air of that. But
just a tinge of but there is a basis for that. So that's why I kind of struggle with like there is.
I don't like to play devil's advocate, but they have been lied to.
When Dobby dropped that bombshell on them, I was like, yeah, snap.
They still mad about it, and they should be mad.
Yeah, because that's similar. I mean, these are people that are here to protect us. They're not only here to protect us, but they're supposed to be the, like the standard of, heroism and responsibility and respect and, dedication. And this is what this person has done, and there's been no consequences for him. Because even I'm in the party of, hey, I don't care if y'all tell me about it. I don't really need to know, but it would be nice to know that he, from you, meaning from the UA, from the Heroes Guild or whatever they call it, that you punished him in some way, shape, or form. But
right, when you discovered what was up, that you punished him, but you didn't.
Yeah, you didn't. I'm like, okay, well, then why do we have to go to jail? You know what I'm saying? Then that opens that door of like, well, hold up. Then why do we have to go to jail if we do this when the number 2, now number 1 hero has done this and we haven't heard a word of it? Y'all ain't said a word. There ain't been no, y'all ain't stopped nothing. Y'all ain't said boo. So you gotta come on, man. You gotta give them something.
We're gonna need y'all to say something.
Yeah, you gotta give them something. You gotta come on now. You gotta give us a little piece of some retribution. But retribution.
And I think
go ahead.
I think the girl did. I don't want to say her name incorrectly because, like I said, I'm still a new guy.
Ochaco or
Ochaco? Yeah, she.
Okay.
I think she.
Because I know Froppy was in a scene for 2 seconds.
Yeah, Ochaco was like, "Look, we know y'all scared. We scared too, but we still gonna fight. Y'all gotta give us a chance."
It's like, yo, we out here. We out here to help y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let us do our job.
Yeah, she fought for them hearts and minds, and she got them. She had me ready to go and fight for UA.
Yeah, even had I'm trying to think of the meta-human girl, or what do they call them?
The meta, what was it? Metamorphs? Not metamorphs.
Yeah,
heteromorphs.
Yeah, heteromorph. Yeah, that's what it is. The heteromorph girl, when she kind of brought up, hey, he helped me, he saved me, that kind of thing. So
yeah,
that was awesome for her to at least. And then we saw the little boy come up to him and hug him too. So we did see this moment where it was like, okay, cool. We have.
Oh, you know what was cool too?
Mm-hmm.
She said he tried to save me, and he didn't have a quirk.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, she was like, he been doing this. He been jumping into the fray, and he did it without a quirk. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. And it, thank God because she was the first one that was like, you know what, this boy saved me. Let me chill out and go in and give him a helping hand, because he ain't looking good right now. Deku has looked better, but I do like the fact that she called him the crybaby hero.
That was my favorite part. Thank you so much, crybaby hero. I said somewhere Sherry is probably cackling.
Yeah, I know she was enjoying that. I know she was she was like, yep, he is a cry, and that boy do be crying, man.
My crybaby. Did you? I mean, he was inconsolable when Ochaco was talking about him. He was he really cares.
Them big old tears came through. Tears on a whole nother level of tear. Like, that's one thing MHA will do. Like, you'll be feeling as if these people are about to faint from dehydration with the size of those tears.
Bruh, they ain't got eye water left to cry.
Oh man,
they reserves have to be dried up. Boy, everybody was crying. Everybody dehydrated.
Everybody. I did want to.
Everybody need My Hero Pedialyte.
What is it? They did kind of touch on And I guess with that meta heteromorph girl, they did sort of touch on I guess like a form of racism to a certain degree with that woman.
Yeah.
But I guess they didn't want to really mess
They
with a
didn't
plot
really
line
ruffle
like that.
Yeah, but she talked about how um my hero the goodness, UA was the only place that would take them in because
Hmm.
everyone else was turning heteromorphs away.
Yep. So that is something else that I thought was interesting to add to this story. And maybe it's a good point just for them to drop it instead of maybe getting on their soapbox about it, because then that could be kind of annoying too. But at least we know that stuff exists even in this time of crisis. Because I mean, the city is not in good shape, man. It is horrible out there. There's villains all over the place. There's looting, rioting, people scared, people getting beat up and killed, people, taking up their own arms against villains that are running rampant. And they still like, well, you don't look human enough, so you can't be in here.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
they looking at Deku and like, nah, you got multiple quirks.
Because
Don't that make you a noble?
Because he got that Tommy Pickles head, so he can't, he can't be coming in.
Yeah, he looked like Tommy Pickles.
He got that he got that potato head.
Yeah,
they ain't gonna let him
you
in.
slide, Deku.
Nah, Deku, you can't roll through, man. That potato head of yours, nah, bro, we can't do that. But it showed I guess the different facets of kind of humanness in this show that I enjoyed. You got the people scared, they're angry, but then they're also forgiving. But then you also have a woman there that's there because no one else would take her. But then the people in there don't seem like they tripping on her. So then, that also shows there's definitely a side that's like, no, we ain't having none of you heteromorphs in here. But then you also have people that are like, yo, man, I don't care if you heteromorph, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it does give the show a chance to breathe, because I'm sure we're going to get into a whole bunch of action, which, this is 2 episodes of kind of like breathing room. So I think we're going to be in the action next. But
yeah,
it does give us a look at the public in this sense, which I like.
Yeah, and it's good to have an assessment of where they are. It's good to know they because I'm glad Deku won't have to be fighting against them too when he's fighting off for one. Like, man, he got a fight coming up on it, and he need all the help he can get. He don't need to be fighting the people at UA too, or the regular people out in the streets. Everybody need to be on the same page.
Yeah, and and I guess I'll end with this real quick and get your final thought. But I know, Ninja must love the fact that they brought up, like, the power of One for All is connected to everyone and their support. I'm like, oh, it's the power of love, baby.
Love.
The power of love, boy, get you every time. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Get that power of love.
I know. All for One has the power to literally pick up mountains and crush people with his mind, but does he have love? If he ain't got love in his heart, he's not gonna win.
True that.
Love in your heart is an equation for winning in anime, unless you are fighting like Yagami. Ain't no love.
Oh man, word up. Well, all right, Mark Dub, hit me with some final thoughts and tell them where they can find you.
Okay, so final thoughts, y'all. Every week, MHA is ramping up. Like, even when it's slow and even when it's slow on the action, it's still so emotionally charged. Mm-hmm. Like, man, I don't know if we're coming up. Like, I don't know if we're coming up on the finale of the series, because it kind of looks that way. It looks like we're about to be facing off against, or maybe we'll have one more season, and that one season we'll be fighting one for all. I mean, all for one, for the whole season. But I mean,
maybe
Deku is he. They showed his exhaustion. Like, his body can't keep up with it. His friends stepped up and stood up for him. He gonna have, shout out to Coop. Coop said he got a love interest at the end of this all, because she went and his baby rep for him.
Yeah, she definitely stood by her man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
even though I don't know if they're acknowledging that, but yeah, that's definitely he is young. She is definitely, you call her young Midoriya, and everybody gonna understand why, because that's him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Look, he's single, she's single. You know, they ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Go on, get together. You know what I'm saying? That's what, look, I'm all about, going and have that young love, that little puppy love. But anyway, tell them where they can find you.
Okay, so y'all, I'm Mark Wallace in real life, in these streets, and on Facebook. But y'all ain't gonna see me in the street, because I really am, like, I really am a house body. Except when I'm at Soul Lab Sunday. I am Mark Dub on IG, and I'm Mark Dub 44 on the Twitter. So y'all come holler at me.
See y'all done made, I just looked at something, made me think of something brand new.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna put it on my final thoughts. People, I want you to keep your eyes out for a possible, very possible change up to the storyline, because we were talking about a possible mole, and I think that mole might be revealed at the end of this season, whenever that is. However many episodes we got, I think that mole may be revealed at the end of this season, because I think
you're right.
I think we're coming to the end of the show. Maybe one more season, 2 tops. But yeah, I think we're coming to the end of the show. But I think the end of the show will be a huge bang, and I'll be all for it.
I'm all for it. Yeah, I'm all for it, man. I love the pacing with the story with Deku. Man, he's learning fast, but he has to. And the stakes, boy, look, the stakes are just like everything else in this inflation. Stakes is high.
Mm-hmm.
Gas is high, eggs is high, sugar is high, stakes is high.
Man, so NERD SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places, podcast spaces. Until next time, until the next villain, until the next tear duct that ends up empty. Peace.
Peace, y'all.